Hi guys, how are you? How are you? Hope you are doing well. I hope you all are doing well. I am live this Wednesday again on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So, as usual, you know the drill. If you can see me or hear me, let me know in the comments. Tag your accountability partners, tag your business besties, and let's have a conversation about how you can improve your business. Yes. And for those of you who are here for the very first time, I am your coach, Adanna Austin. I work with entrepreneurs like yourself to get very clear on your goals, identify your ideal clients, and to grow your business. And today we're talking about lurkers. What kind of content consumer are you? Are you somebody who engages a lot? Are you somebody who lurks? Or are you a troll? Right? Because we know we have different types of audiences and people consume our content in different ways. And I'm sure as an entrepreneur, you all have experienced all these different types of content consumers, right? Different types of your ideal clients. And the reason I want to talk about this is because it came out of a conversation I was having with one of my clients recently about her consistency, and we were talking about the type of people that she usually attracts to her social media page, to her platforms and that kind of thing. And I was explaining to her that there are different types of clients, right? So let's talk about the engaging clients. Those are the clients that you would find who are liking everything that you're sharing, who are, leaving comments, who are cheering you on, who is sharing your information, who is really, really, really engaged with the information that you're sharing. And those are the people that we really, really love, right? We call them our silent cheerleaders. Not even silent; they are loud cheerleaders. They share. They also tell other people about us, and we love them. We really, really love them, and we never want to neglect them. But a lot of times, what you find is that while those people are engaging, sometimes they don't buy. Right? Some people, I've seen people who have businesses with, and they're posting and they're getting a lot of people to answer questions and to do all of the great things, but they're still struggling to make sales on a daily or weekly or even a monthly basis, right? So you have to be very, very cognizant of what type of client you are attracting to your business, and what action or inaction they are taking when they come to your page and when they receive the information that you are sharing with them, right? So we have those clients who are very, very, very engaged. And then we have our lurkers. Our lurkers, I like to call potential buyers. Now, lurkers are different from macos, right? If you're from the Caribbean, you know what I mean by a maco. But lurkers are different from macos. Lurkers are potential buyers, and they might not be posting or sharing or engaging with your content for a number of reasons. It might be because they just follow you and they're just consuming your great content. They lack confidence to comment. They don't want to be questioned by anybody, so they don't comment on anything that is shared. Some of them don't have time to engage. They're definitely paying attention to what you're sharing, but they really don't have time to engage. And other times they feel overwhelmed. So there are many different reasons why somebody might be a lurker and not necessarily somebody who's engaging with the brands or the companies that they are following. Right? As entrepreneurs, once you have some type of presence on social media, even your emails, you have lurkers. There are people who I know read my emails every single week, right? We have lurkers even there, lurkers on your website, even, right? We know that there are different types of ideal clients that come to our pages and who consume our information, right? You have to know your audience. That is the key thing, guys, where this conversation is going. You have to know your audience. You have to know what type of information to share to your audience that is going to get them not just engaging, because while we want them to engage, we know that likes and shares mean absolutely nothing, right? Because those are vanity metrics. But yes, we want them to engage. Yes, we want them, because I like to think of engagement as part of my market research as well. So yes, we want them to engage, but ultimately we want them to buy. Not so? Tell me in the comments if that's what ultimately what you want them to do. Yes, ultimately you want them to engage and buy, not just engage and walk away and say, oh my God, that training was really good, or that free ebook was good, or that sample was good. You want them to say that and ultimately then buy from you. And that is where there's always some kind of missing link. And that is what I want to encourage you to figure out. How can you create a link between the two things so that they're doing the both things? So you have to know your audience first of all, and you have to continue to provide value. And the reason I was telling my client the other day that even though she may be posting, and her content has now switched up, so she's posting a lot more valuable content. And when I say valuable content, I mean content that is motivating, inspiring, educating, and entertaining. A mix of content: long form content, short form content, poll questions, storytelling, videos, reels. She's really, really mixing up her content, right? And it's brand new for her and her audience. It's really new. But what I was encouraging her to do, and what I would encourage you to do, is to stay visible no matter what. Don't ghost your clients, even though you might not be seeing and people engaging with your content that you're posting. And it's not about posting 5 times a day, huh? It's about posting valuable content. But even if you're not seeing people immediately engaging with your content, it is imperative that you stay visible. Notice what I'm saying, right? They may not be engaging with your content immediately. And I'll dive deeper into that. It is imperative that you stay visible. You want to stay visible so that you can reinforce the trust, because your clients, your audience will buy from you if they know, like, and trust you. So you want to stay visible. You don't want to go weeks without sharing on your social media, or weeks without sending an email to your audience, right? Once you stay visible, you're going to reinforce the trust. You want to build a what I like to call a consistency rhythm. So even if you decide, listen, in my business, it's easier for me, it makes more sense to me to post 3 or 4 times a week as opposed to every single day, but you want to create that consistency. So for example, my audience knows every Wednesday at 12 o'clock I'm here. They can guarantee that I am going to be here. They know that every Thursday they're going to get a blog post, right? They're going to get a blog email. They know that on this particular day they're going to get a newsletter. So you want to create that type of consistency in your business so that your audience has an expectation from you, right? The audience that is engaging as well as the audience that is looking. So you want to reinforce that trust. You want to build a consistency rhythm, and you want to repurpose the content. And the reason I'm telling you about repurposing your content is because we also understand that your ideal clients need to hear the same message from you multiple times in multiple ways before they make a purchase. Ideally, 5 to 10 times, right? That's why I say to you, can't post about your product once and then expect $10,000 in sales. You can't post about an idea that you have once, or an event that you have once, and then expect it to be sold out, because that's just not how it works, right? That's why a lot of companies pay so much money in advertising, right? And so you hear it every hour on the hour on radio, you see it in every newspaper. But if you're not at that stage, then you have to use your social media to your advantage, right? You don't want to just say it once. So I talked about my event on Monday and then I never talk about it again. That's crazy, right? You need to talk about it in multiple ways, in different ways, on different platforms. And when I say platforms, if your ideal clients are on Facebook and then you have an email list, you want to share it on both platforms. You want to repurpose your content because people consume content differently. So some people might be moved by a video. Some people might be more moved by something that's live as opposed to pre-recorded. Some people might move by a story, so a long form piece of content, and some people are moved by like a poll question or something like that, right? So you have to share that information that you want to share with your audience, the solutions that you want to provide to them in different ways, because people consume content in different ways. Yes, I hope this is making sense. Let me know in the comments if this is making sense, because I want you to get that very, very, very clear in your head. And I'm not saying that every time you post, you have to say, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. Obviously, you want to mix up the type of content that you are sharing, but you want to be consistent to reinforce that trust. You want to create a consistency rhythm, and you want to repurpose some of your content to create multiple touch points, 5 to 10 times, so that people will buy from you, because you have to repeat the key messages of your business. Yeah, and repeating those key messages will reinforce to your audience who you are, what you want to be known for, and how you can help them solve whatever challenges that they may be experiencing at this particular time. Tell me in the comments if this is making sense, guys. I want to make sure that you get this concept clear, and you can use this information that I'm sharing to really go and tweak whatever you are now sharing on your social media pages, so that you can attract your ideal clients and obviously get consistent sales in your business. But when we're talking about the lurkers, those are the people who are not liking, they're not sharing, they are not engaging at all. And guys, honestly, I would say 80% of my clientele are lurkers, meaning they have never actually commented on anything that I've posted. um, and oh, sorry, my earring fell out. Yeah, they've never commented on anything that I've posted. They literally have just been following me for a while. They've been paying attention. They come on these lives, they hear what I'm saying, they are like consuming all the free content that I'm sharing, and then they will jump into my DMs and say, listen, I've been following you for a while, I love what you're putting out, I need some help, can you help me with X, Y, and Z? So you don't want to throw them out, because they are your potential buyers, but you have to be aware of them and make sure that the information that you're sharing with them is still touching them. So what I tend to do, you also want to, I always tell you guys, have a call to action. And for those of you who don't know what a call to action is, a call to action is something that you tell your audience at the end of the message that will guide them what to do. So whether you want them to click on this link, jump into my DM, send me a WhatsApp, call this number, all of these things, leave a comment, all of those things are called call to action. What is the action do you want your audience to take when they have seen your business, they've seen the solution, they've tasted your food, they have listened to your video? What is the action do you want them to take? Right? So that call to action is very, very important. Where your lurkers are concerned, your invisible audience, as the industry likes to call them, right? Your invisible audience. What I like to say is you want to create low pressure interactions. So you want to tell them, DM me or reply to this email, or WhatsApp me at this number. You want to give them low pressure interactions, because that is what they respond to, right? Message me for details, reply to this email, DM me, right? Those are the messages that your lurkers are going to reply to. Your engaged people are going to go under your post and be like, what's the price of this? Where are you located? What hours do you work? Blah, 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 blah. They're going to share it all over. Yes, you're going to get sales from them, but those silent or invisible, that invisible audience, those lurkers, you want to give them softer or low pressure interaction points. Yeah, so that's why I always say, when you're talking about your call to action, you can mix up your call to action. I remember when I first started with my email marketing a few years ago, and in my emails, I would always say, click on this link, click on this link, click on this link. And I recognized that I wasn't getting a lot of people clicking on the link, right? And one of the things that I changed, because we know marketing is experimenting, right? Marketing is not a one size fits all. Marketing is all about experimenting with your strategy to figure out what exactly works for you. So I decided to experiment with my strategy. And instead of saying click on the link, I started to say reply to this email. Yeah. And once I changed my call to action to reply to this email, I started to get a higher conversion of people, right? Because they replied to the email and asked me questions. Yes, they could have gotten the questions answered by clicking on the link, because the link might have led them to my landing page. But remember, people consume information in different ways, and people engage with your content in different ways. So just by changing that simple call to action from click on this link to reply to this email, I got a higher conversion of people signing up for my programs. Does that make sense, guys? I want you to experiment and test out your marketing strategies to figure out what makes sense for you. So, for those of you who are not getting that conversion by just having a link in your emails or even in your social media, test it out. Send me a DM. You know what I mean? WhatsApp this number. Test out different calls to actions to see what converts higher for your business, right? You want to use direct conversational messaging. So when you're writing like your stories, for example, on your social media or even in your emails and your blogs, you want to talk to those lookers in a very direct conversational way. So an example of that might be, I know you're nodding while you're reading this, or I know you're nodding while you're hearing this information, because I know that a lot of you are hearing what I'm saying and you're being like, yes, yes, that makes sense, Adanna, right? Yeah, that's a direct conversational tone or messaging, right? That is the kind of messaging you want to put out there for your lookers or for your invisible audience, right? Or save this post for later so you can come back and implement it. That is the kind of messaging. It's very conversational, but it's very, very direct. Another thing that your lurkers or your invisible audience really, really reacts to is stories. And we always say, or I always tell you, for your marketing, really utilize the storytelling marketing as a way to convert your audience and as a way to engage your audience and to get a return of your investment. Instead of just saying, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, you want to tell the story behind the brand, the story behind the product, the story behind the service, the story of your clients who have used your services. Tell stories, guys. We all have stories. We all have stories. Your good clients, your bad clients, your in between clients, your clients who got really great results, your clients who asked you a particular question, your client who came to you with a particular challenge. Tell the stories as part of your messaging in your emails, on your website, in your social media. And this works for whether you have a product or a service. Tell the stories, yeah, as part of your content marketing. Tell the stories, because your storytelling is a great way to connect to your invisible audience, because it's important for them to see themselves in the persons that you are describing, right? Or in the scenarios that you are describing. Once they can see themselves through your storytelling method, then it's much easier for them to say, yes, I want to buy from this particular business or this particular person, because it reinforces to them that trust. It reinforces to them that you understand exactly what they are going through, what they are thinking, and what they are feeling. Because, guys, remember that selling is psychological. It's all about the emotions of the people that you're trying to sell to. So if you want to tap into the psychology of your intended ideal clients, then utilizing storytelling is a superb way to embrace that messaging. Yeah. storytelling, place them in your stories. Encourage small steps in your messaging as well. If you go back to your call to action, say yes or no, bookmark this, click here. You want to engage them privately. You want them to feel seen. You want them to feel like they are not alone. Tell me as you're listening to this if this makes sense. And that's why I tell my clients to, you really, really need to stay visible. And this is an example of it. Whether I come on here every Wednesday, so my audience knows, the people who know, and they come on. But even if I come on and there is nobody here while I'm speaking, I continue to show up and I continue to share value, because my analytics have shown that a lot of people view my videos after the fact. And that's fine, right? So they might not be able to show up here at 12 o'clock, but I know at 9 o'clock on Wednesday night, I'm going to get 10 people viewing my video, right? And by Saturday, I'm going to have 100 eyes would have listened to this whole video based on my analytics, so that I will consistently show up no matter what. And those are my invisible audience. And from these videos, just a video I did a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I got 2 new clients from those videos, right? One was actively involved in the video, and one listened to the video after. It's about consistency, reinforcing that trust. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you stay visible no matter what to your intended audience, so that you can see a return on the investment of your time, your knowledge, and all of those great things. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And as usual, guys, if you have any questions about how to stay visible and how to sell to your lurkers, the people who are watching but not engaging, then send me a DM, leave a question or comment underneath this video, and I'll be so, so glad to answer any questions that you have and support you on this journey and help you to get to where you need to be in your marketing, so you move from where you are to where you want to be. Yeah. So that is my message to you. And I'll see you again next week, Wednesday. Yeah, guys, have a great day. And I look forward to answering all of your questions. Bye.